In the hours of pain and sorrow, when the world brings no relief, when the eye is dim and heavy, and the heart oppressed with grief, while blessings flee. Savior, Lord, we trust in Thee. While blessings flee. Savior, Lord, we trust in Thee. When the snares of death surround us, pride, ambition, love of ease, mammon with her false allurements, words that flatter, smiles that please, then ere we yield. Savior, Lord, be Thou our shield. Then ere we yield.
Good evening, Spring Run. Andrew Conrad here, coming to you from the sanctuary. We are gathering for our midweek gathering, so welcome. One of the things I want to do tonight is make you aware of a few things and some reminders, right? One of the things that really helps us is if you will like and share. That is, like our Facebook page, share that, and also this YouTube channel through which you're watching tonight. So if you subscribe to that channel and then you can share that through your social media, then it helps spread the word so others can be involved as well and tune in and join us. If you are, if you already have a church and then we want you to be part of that church. But if you don't, welcome. We're glad that you're with us tonight. What are we doing tonight? What is this midweek thing? It's something that kind of birthed with COVID. About 6 weeks ago, we just kind of said, what can we do to encourage people? And so we decided that, hey, midweek would be a good time to just have people gather and sing songs, sing hymns, sing praise to God, refocus us, remind us midweek what our source of life is, what our hope is, and then to invite different people from our church to share in between songs, to share a word of encouragement or a testimony of what's going on, a devotional. And so we've invited different people to come and do that. And so this week, we are inviting Cosmos Peary to do that. And Cos is one of our worship leaders here at Spring Run. And so I've invited him to be with us, and he is not here. And so one thing that you will be glad is that I am not leading it. Cos is leading it, but the reason he is not here is because he works and still works in a place where he has contact with people, and out of abundance of caution, he thought it was safer to not be here with more people mixing and producing everything. So he did it all by himself, producing, singing, and leading all from his home, which he has recorded for us. So with that introduction, thank you, Kaz. We are glad that you are leading us, so enjoy tonight.
Hey, greetings, Spring Run Presbyterian Church. I miss you, brothers and sisters, and I hope you are doing wonderful. Through all this that's happening around us, I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you're connecting with your family and friends and the community all over through social media, of course. And what a wonderful thing that we can have something still to get connected to other people in the midst of all this. You can see I'm at home. I'm not at the church building. I decided to do this here. I know that it will still be the same as being in the church building, but because I've been going to work through this, I decided to do this at home so that I'm not in contact with my fellow worshipers on the team who've been staying at home through all this. So, but hey, I'm happy to be here and just to know that my community, my church community, is still there. One thing I wanted to say is that we're gonna go through this together, and what a privilege tonight, just to have time together to worship the Lord. I have 5 songs for us tonight, and I hope you're going to enjoy them. Some of the songs, we've never sang them yet at church, but I believe we are going to be singing them as we go. Personally, they've been speaking so much. As I'm driving back to work or going there in the mornings, I'm listening to these songs, and they're just talking about the goodness of God. So I ask you tonight, just to join me in singing. You can stand, or you can just sit on the couch or wherever you're watching this in your living room and just sing along if you can. But I hope you're going to have fun. We're going to worship the Lord together. The first song that I'm going to do tonight is going to be Your Love Awakens Me. Again, the chorus says your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens me. Even through this, His love awakens us. And I hope we can just hold on to that God's love is great through this all, and then I'm going to connect from that song. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go straight into another song called King of My Heart. It has the shortest chorus that says, you are good. Sometimes short is powerful. And the word you are good, for someone to say, God, you are good in the midst of pain, in the midst of the shadow and the valleys. And that's faith, And I think we can choose to stand and say, God, even in these moments, you are good. Because that's your nature. You are good. No matter the pain, the loss, but we know you are good. So I hope you can join us just to sing those 2 songs. There were walls between us. By the cross you came and broke them down. You broke them down. There were chains around us. By your grace we are no longer bound. No longer bound. You call me out of the grave. You call me into the light. You commanded me, then my heart came alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Feel the darkness shaking. All the dead are coming back to life, back to life. Hear the song awakening, all creation singing, we are alive, cause you're alive. You call me out of the grave, you call me into the light, you call my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. What a love we found. Death can hold us down. We shouted out, we are alive, cause you are alive. And what a love we found. Death can hold us down. We shouted out, we are alive, cause you are alive. Your love is greater, your love is stronger, your love awakens. awakens me. Your love is greater, your love is stronger. Your love awakens me. Your love is greater, your love is stronger. Your love awakens me. Your love is greater, your love is stronger. Your love awakens. Your love is greater, your love is stronger. Your love awakens. You are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. Oh, let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he's my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he's my song. 'Cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, you are good. Oh, King of my, be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he's my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo on my days. You all kiss my soul. You are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you're never gonna let me down. 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 'Cause you're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. 'Cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, you are good. Oh. And that's his nature. He is always good. Yeah, God is always good. And if there can be something that can just leave us speechless, is to know that fact. God is good. And he loves us so much, no matter what happens. And that's the third song that I'm gonna do is again, How He Loves Us. Goes like this. He is just for me. He loves like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. For long sudden, I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory. And I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. Oh, how he loves us all. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us all. And he's jealous for me. He loves like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. Long sudden, I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory. And I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. And we are his portion and he is our prize. Drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. And his grace is an ocean we are all sinking. And heaven meets earth like unforeseen peace. And my heart's beats violently inside of my chest. And I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Yes, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, he loves us. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. And oh, how he loves us all. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us all. Amen. And that just sums it up. That God is still there for you and me. He's still there and he still loves us. His love never fails. His love never ends. He is there all the time for us as his people, and that should continue to be the truth that we can carry throughout. The next song that we're going to do, it's called Victory. See Victory, again, one of the amazing declaration of what God can do for his people. You know, I'm very much reminded of Numbers this week. For some reason, I've been just studying Numbers chapter 13 and 14. I was telling Christy, I'm like, yo, you have to read like chapter 14. It's amazing to see the contrast between chapter 13 and chapter 14. Just to kind of like talk about the story a little bit. You know, the nation of Israel, they're out of Egypt and they've been walking in the wilderness on the Exodus, and now at this particular time, they have reached at a place whereby they want to go and explore the land of Canaan, right? And in Numbers chapter 13, God is telling Moses, he's saying, hey, I want you to choose 12 people, representative from each tribe of the nation of Israel. They should go into the land of Canaan. They should go and explore the land. After 40 days, they should come back and report what they can see. Make sure when they're there, they should get some fruits back because it was harvest time by that time. So they should actually know, you know, how fertile the land is. If the fruits are huge, they will know how good the land is, right? So Moses listened to the Lord and he sent the 12 spies to explore the land. And after 40 days, they came back to the land of Israel. And then they had to report to the nation, to the assembly, what they found out, what they saw. And in the mid of chapter 13, we see the first report. And in chapter 14, we see the second report coming from the same group of 12 people. First 10 people reported something. And secondly, in chapter 14, 2 people reported something else different. And I want us just to look at that for a minute and just kind of like explore that and see to say, what is it exactly that is happening, right? So what was the first report? What did they see in the land of Canaan? Here's what the Bible says. They gave this account to Moses. We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. This is chapter 13, verse 27, by the way. Verse 28. But the people who live there, by the way, if a bat is used in a statement, you know that's not good news. If something was good and a bat is placed, you know something negative is about to happen, right? Or is about to be said. And here they said, we went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. That's the good part. Here are the fruits, right? But, verse 28, the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites lives in the Negev. Verse 30, then Caleb silenced the people. There's kind of like a little bit of a change in the tone by Caleb. And he said, we should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. But the men who had gone up with him said, we can't attack those people. They're stronger than we are. And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, the land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw were of a great size. We seemed like grasshopper in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. They're like, there's no way we can attack them. The city walls are big. The gates are strong and fortified. There are giants, people living in that city. And they made their conclusion here in verse 31. We can't go and attack that land, guys. We can't do it. That's the first report that we see. And here's what is happening in chapter 14. Everybody who heard this, the whole nation of Israel, everybody is crying. Verse 1 says of chapter 14, that night all the people of the community raised their voices and wept. All the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron. And actually they reached a point of saying, we should go back to Egypt. It's better to be there and work as slaves than to come here and die. But thank God that Caleb stepped in again and Joshua. Read with me verse 6 of chapter 14, where we get our second report. From the same mission, right? Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephthah, who were among those who had explored the land, tore their clothes and said to the entire Israel assembly, the land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. Verse 8, if the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into the land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will swallow them. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. Do not be afraid. Now the question is, they went to the same mission. They saw the giants people too. They saw the gates. In other words, the same situation, the challenge that was in front of the first 10 spies who went there in the first report, the same challenge that they saw, these two guys, Joshua and Caleb, saw the same thing. They all saw the fortified gates. They all saw the city that was great with great walls. They saw the giants, people living in that community. If you think about these people who were giants, who were living in that community, think about David and Goliath, right? Those are the kind of people, they were also living in this promised land. And they're giving a completely different report. And the question is, why are they being so positive? Where is their confidence? The first thing is like, we should not go and attack. The challenge is too big for us. The gates are too big. The walls are too big. We can't do it. We look like grasshopper. And Joshua and Caleb in 6, 7, 8, and 9 of chapter 14, they're like, no, we should go and get it. We should go there. Why do they have that much confidence? Why? It's because the first group, they're looking at the land and they're like, physically, there's no way we can do this. Joshua and Caleb, they're looking at their God and say, if God is with us, if he's pleased with us, he's going to do it for us. Joshua and Caleb, they're not looking at themselves. They're looking at God and they're actually acknowledging that, yeah, the land is really good. Yes, we saw all those things that you saw, but guess what? Yes, the challenge is too big that's in front of us. But our God is greater than the challenge in front of us. That's why they are having so much confidence. They're looking at the true character of God, right? They're looking at the true character of God. And we can see that in verse 8 of chapter 14, whereby they're saying, if the Lord is pleased with us, if the Lord is pleased with us, keep going, he will lead us into the land, a land flowing with milk and honey. That's the first thing. He will lead us no matter what happens. But if he's pleased with us as his people, he's going to lead us there, right? They're looking at the way God has been leading them from the Egyptians all the way out of Egypt, leading them through the way, giving them, providing them with manna, giving them light at night for them to be able to see the way. He's been giving them water, splitting the sea into two so that they can be passing by and the enemy is just going by. He was the one leading them throughout. And Caleb and Joshua recognize that fact and they're having confidence in verse 8. they're saying, if the Lord is pleased with us, number one, He will lead us. And not only are they saying He will lead us, if you continue reading verse 8, they're saying, if the Lord is pleased with us, He will lead us into the land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Not only will He lead us there, but He will provide. He will give it to us. Why? Because He is the God who lives up to His promise. Remember the conversation that God had with Abraham. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 going down, God is telling Abraham, He's like, hey man, get up. Go to the people, to the land that I'm going to send you. This is the call of Abraham. And then He's like, I'm gonna bless you. You're going to be the father to the nations, right? And then as you go down, God is giving him a promise. He's showing him the land of Canaan. And He's saying, I'm going to give this land to your offsprings. I'm going to give it to your offsprings. To your offsprings, I'm going to give this. He made a promise then, and He is going to live to that promise. And Caleb and Joshua recognizes that fact. That if God says, I'm going to deliver you, I'm going to deliver you. When the Egyptians' army were coming to get them back, and they have the sea in front of them, they had nothing to do. God told Moses, I'm going to do a miracle. I'm going to deliver you. And he lived up to his promise. And looking at the promises that God had been doing, Caleb and Joshua are just saying, man, there is no way we got to go into this land. This is going to be our land because our God is the promise maker and He's going to fulfill the promise. And I just want you to know today that no matter what we are going through, you need to understand that God is going to lead us through this moment. And God is going to fulfill His promise. And His promise is to be with you and me in good times and even in difficult times, like the times we're passing through right now. God is faithful. And I just want you to remember that. He is faithful in His sovereignty. His promise then is still the promise today. His promise still stands. And then in verse 9, Joshua and Caleb, they're giving a little bit of a condition because they're saying God is going to lead us into this land and God is going to give that land to us if He's pleased with us. And then listen to verse 9. They're saying, only do not rebel against the Lord. Number one, do not rebel against the Lord. And number two, do not be afraid. Right? Remember, we just read chapter 14, verse 1. Everyone is just grumbling. Everyone is like, we should go back. There's no way we can go over there. Everybody's crying and mourning, and everybody's just complaining. Why, God, are you doing this to us? You see, sometimes tough moments overcomes the mightiness and the greatness of God in our view. Right? When we're surrounded by tough situations, we can't see clearly sometimes when we don't remember His promises and His words. We tend to focus, to zoom on the greatness of the problem rather than the greatness of our God. And the shadow of God just evaporates right there. And I think it is very important to remember not to grumble against God because God is sovereign. And there's some other things that we can understand that He does. And sometimes it feels like He's not working. Where are you, God, in this situation, right? If you are there, why are people dying? Why are there mass graves? If you are really God, why can't you stop it? I don't know. But here's what I know. John 16:33. He's promised to be with us because He has already overcome the grave. And He's going to journey with us through this. In verse 9, Joshua and Caleb says, hey, do not grumble against God. He's God. And secondly, do not be afraid. What? We should not be afraid? The gates are too big. The walls are too huge. There are giants, people living in that community. We should not be afraid. What are you talking about? Why are you saying that? Well, read with me at the end of verse 9. Because we will swallow them. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. That's the reason. Don't be afraid of them. Why? Emmanuel, God with us. He's here with us. You see, when you know who is on your team, you always have confidence. You know you can win the game. Joshua and Caleb knows that if the presence of the Lord is with them, they will see victory. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And I just want you to know that as stressful as this situation might be we're in, and God is faithful. He's the God who's going to keep his promise. His promise never fails. His promise still stands right now. And I just want you to know, don't grumble against God. Don't be afraid. The Bible says, do not be despair. Trust in the Lord. For we will see victory. And that's going to be the next song that we are going to do. See victory. The weapon may be formed, but it will prosper. When the darkness falls, it don't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. Oh, my God will never fail. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Oh, victory. There's power in the mighty name of Jesus. Every war he wages, he will win. Oh, I'm not backing down from any giant. I know how this story ends. Yes, I know how this story ends. 'Cause I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. You take what they meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. Yeah, you take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. For I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see your victory. I'm gonna see your victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Amen. That should be our word. That should be our hope. That there's gonna be victory at the end of this thing. Well, we're gonna finish tonight with a song called One Thing Remain. And again, we're back to His love. One thing remain, and that's His love, my friends. Sing with me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love, sing higher. Higher than the mountains that are face, stronger than the power of the grave, constant in the trial and the change. One thing remain, one thing remain. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love, your love, on and on and on and on it goes. Then it overwhelms and satisfies my soul, and I never ever have to be afraid. One thing remains, it's one thing remains. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. 'Cause your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out of me. Your love, in death, in life, I'm confident But I pray that in the end we can just be consumed with your love, nothing else but your love, in death, in life, in good, in bad, in trials, in challenges, in happiness, in our marriages, in our lives, in our work situation, with our kids, with our children, with our community. We'll be assured that your love never fails. In Jesus' name. All right. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye bye, everybody.
When the eye is dim and heavy, and the heart oppressed with grief, while blessings flee. Savior, Lord, we trust in Thee. While blessings flee. Savior, Lord, we trust in Thee. When the snares of death surround us, pride, ambition, love of ease, mammon with her false allurements, words that flatter, smiles that please, then ere we yield. Savior, Lord, be thou our shield. Then ere we yield. Savior, Lord, be thou our shield. When forsaken in distress, poor, despised, in tempest tossed, with no anchor here to stay us, drifting, sailing, rudder lost, then save us now. Trod this earth with a weary brow. Then save us now. Trod this earth with a weary brow. Thou wert hated and forsaken, thou wert buried